Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is RJ. So today we're dropping in on Rollercoin, and I've decided I'm going to do a bit of a how-to tutorial both for new players and seasoned players, because there seems to be some confusion on how this program works and why it works the way it does. So keep watching. Okay, and welcome to another video. And remember, if this is your first time visiting my channel and you want to learn more about how to earn cryptocurrency for free, about cloud mining sites, crypto investments, and lots of other crypto related stuff, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to tag that notification bell so you're alerted to all my latest content as it comes online. Okay, so as you can see, we are at the Rollercoin website, and before we log in and do anything else, there's just 3 points I want to make about this video, or in fact about Rollercoin. One, I am not part of Rollercoin's creator program. So basically everything you hear in this video is my opinion alone. And like I say, I'm not connected with Rollercoin in any other way apart from the fact I use it. Second point, if you are looking for a program to just invest your money into and then you want to just leave it and not do anything else, Rollercoin is not for you. So do not sign up or invest into Rollercoin. And thirdly, and this is something I sort of have done and is a mistake, but basically, although Rollercoin looks very cute, it is not a game. As it says here, right at the beginning, it is a mining simulator, not a mining game. And this is something that you need to keep in your mind while watching this video. Like I say, and as it says here, you've got to realize it is a mining simulator, not a mining game. Okay, so let's log in and let's get into it. Okay, so here we are logged into my mining account, and for those of you eagle-eyed viewers, you might have noticed that my total power has changed, and that is basically because I did purchase the most recent limited miner, which goes along with the Sette di Settembre event that Rollercoin have put on, and basically if we'll just quickly look in here, this is basically the miner. It gives you about 59.970. Once again, they have confused me on this page, which we'll quickly look at, but it gives you that amount, but it does not give any bonus. I know it did not give me any bonus, but I wanted to purchase it anyway. It was only 20 RLT, so I got it in my account now. Yes, and like I said, and I have pointed this out numerous times, and it's even more obvious on this at this time, is like it says right here, it says 59.970 terahashes, right? And everyone knows I point this out all the time. But normally, to see the change, I normally go into my account and show it you on the shelf, the miner on the shelf, and then what it shows there. But here, on the same page, they've put 59.970 terahashes right there. And then just down here, they've put 59.970 gigahashes. They are completely different hash rates. So once again, they have completely confused me as to which one it is. And the only way you can look is basically check out the numbers on your total power. But yes, Rollercoin, little note, terahashes is not the same as gigahashes. And anyone comes at me and says, oh yeah, but you know, if it is the same, but it's a decimal point or a change of this. No, look, the number 59.970, 59.970, 1 terahash, 1 gigahash. They have not altered the number to incorporate or change, you know, the number that you're looking at. They're just saying one's gig hash and one's terahash. Like I say, they're completely different hash rates. Anyway, so for those of you who are probably wondering why I am actually doing this right now, so late into me being part of the program. Obviously, I've been connected with this program for, what is it, 3 years? Over 3 years now I've had my account. It's still paying, still working well. And you're probably wondering, and the reason why is because numerous amounts of times I've received posts, and they're not posts that are aggressive towards me. They are posts talking about Rollercoin and how people think they're a scam and this and that, but it's not at all. And I'll just quickly show you the post so you can read it and understand where I'm coming from. In fact, I'm not. I'm going to tease you with that, and we're going to bring that up later where it's more pertinent to that point of the video. Anyway, I am going to be using timestamps on this video, so let's get into it. So, like I say at the beginning, one of the first things you've got to realize with Rollercoin is the fact that it is a mining simulator. Now, I always talk about this being virtual mining, and the reason why I say that is because clearly we are not actually using real mining machines. Basically they are 8-bit representations of mining machines, and Rollercoin sort of set the levels and difficulties for the mining itself. But even though, like I said, it looks like a game and essentially, you know, it is virtual mining, a lot of the aspects and mechanics of Rollercoin are taken from real life, are taken from how real cloud mining companies work. And I think a lot of times this is sort of where the confusion starts, because if you look at a lot of other programs that also do virtual cloud mining, let's say Dual Mine. Now, don't go in, for the people that have never heard of Dual Mine, do not go and investigate it. Do not go to the site, and certainly do not invest in it. But the way their site works is it works on contracts. So you would purchase a contract, and then that contract will run at a constant rate, and you will earn a constant rate. It doesn't really fluctuate. And this is what I think a lot of people, when first getting into Rollercoin, I think a lot of people believe this is how Rollercoin works. And this, like I say, that is not the case at all. I mean, even, you know, Larvel Faucet, again, you get your miners in their mining simulator, or as they actually do class it as a game, I believe, and you get your miners, and you earn a consistent amount from each miner. So every time you every time you refill your energy of those miners, you know exactly what you're going to get. The same with the contracts at other virtual cloud mining sites. The contracts basically represent a set amount of hash rate and therefore a set amount of return. And that's brilliant. You know what you're going to get. Although, like I say, do not touch Dual Mine. But like I say, Rollercoin works differently because they actually use real life. They basically have designed Rollercoin to be as close to real life as possible. And even in many of their updates, they talk about bringing more realism to the game. And like I say, this is where those two types of programs diverge. This is where they, even though they all look like games or all look like simulators, you've got ones that will give you a consistent rate of return, And then you have Rollercoin, which functions like a real life mining site. Like I got into crypto through actually having physical miners in my house, and therefore I would connect them to an actual mining site. So a mining pool, not a cloud mining site, but a mining pool. And again, that is how Rollercoin have set it up. So they've set it up more like more like a mining pool as opposed to a cloud mining site. Whereas Dual Mine and Larval Faucet have set up more like a cloud mining site, even though real cloud mining sites, when you buy contracts, they do still fluctuate. So this is, like I say, it gives you this false sense. Go into places like Dual Mine, using places like Larval Faucet and stuff like that, that is how all of these programs work, that you'll basically get a set return. And that is not at all how mining pools or Rollercoin works. So that is something we're going to get into later. But before we get into that, I want to start off by showing basically how this program works for new players, what you guys can be doing to help yourselves, my hints and tips, and my strategy when I started. So let's get into that. And then, like I say, I'm going to put timestamps in the description. So, you know, if you want to jump to a certain place in the video, then you can. Okay, so first part is going to be for new players, and you know, players that are just interested in getting into the game. Okay, so as a new player, you have two options with Rollercoin. So you can either become a free player, and by that I mean what you would do is you would get yourself into the free games, play those games, and basically build up power that way. And you know, it's free, so why wouldn't you? The other option is to invest. Now personally, I never, any program that has a free option, I will pretty much always say use the free option. I don't really advise investing into these programs, especially large amounts. And the reason for that, and something I've mentioned many times, is nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is 100%. No matter how great a program seems, there is always a chance that something can change and it can finish. It can end. So if you are going to invest, personally what I suggest and what I did myself is invest coins you have earned from other free programs. Yeah, so that's what I would suggest. If you want to invest from your bank, then make sure you're investing money that is spare, not cash that you need to pay bills or anything like that, but spare cash, and also money you can afford to lose. Now that might seem a little weird, as we are here to make money, but if you invest money that you've got tied up elsewhere or that you require elsewhere, and then the program does end, that puts you in a really bad position. Whereas if you only use spare cash or money you can afford to lose, if it does end, yes, it's very annoying, but at least it does not have any real detrimental effect on your life. So that is my main advice when it comes to investing. But like I say, I pretty much generally with any of these programs would always say become a free player. Now obviously with this game, it will take you some time to build up your account. My account that you can see here, I've been a member of Rollercoin for like 3 years, or maybe just over 3 years. I've been a member, and you know, it has taken me all that time to build up this account. But when I first came in here, admittedly the game Rollercoin was a little simpler than it is now, but these games have always been here. These have always been a means of earning power, and simply all you've got to do is play the games. Every time you play a game, you will earn a set amount of power according to the level you're at, according to the game you're playing. You will earn a set amount of power. Now, that power does leave your account after 24 hours. Now, Rollercoin a while back did do a very simplified thing that you can see in the banner at the top, because as you progress through the games and the more games you play, you get bonuses. And the little computer here, which is is called a basic computer, that is obviously level 1, as it's to level 1 PC. But if we win 10 games, I played a couple earlier, if we win 10 games, that will then get boosted up to the next level. Now, in my opinion, a lot of people play these games wrong. Because of the 24-hour reset, if you play a block, say a block of 2 hours, in one day, you might be able to play maybe, I don't know, a good few hundred games in that 2 hours. But when that reset comes at 24 hours, you will lose that whole chunk. And obviously that is, you're essentially always going to be chasing that, because you're going to be losing it every single day. But if you do what I did and what my strategy was when I first got into this game, I separated my gameplay into three sort of different times throughout the day. So basically, to try and get over this whole thing of losing all of your power every 24 hours, what I did was I would wake up in the morning, I would play for like 20 minutes, half an hour before I went to work while I was eating my breakfast. I would play it on the mobile app, which it was an unofficial app. And then I would then play again for around about the same time, 20 minutes, half an hour at lunchtime. So there's a good few hours between the when I played in the morning and then playing at lunchtime. So I'd play for, like I say, 20 minutes, half an hour, as many games as I could. And then when I got home, or just before I went to bed, so again, a good few hours between my previous gameplay, I would play for another 20 minutes, half an hour, however many games I could get in that time. Now, because that gameplay has been staggered in those 3 segments throughout the day, basically some of that power wouldn't get deleted, because, like I say, the 24-hour period is not 24 hours from you when you play. It's actually a 24-hour period for Rollercoin. So, like I say, sometimes, well, pretty much by doing it the way I did it, some of that power would remain on my account. So then the next day, I would already have a starting point. There would already be power there. So then I would do 20 minutes, half an hour in the morning, same at lunchtime, same again in the evening. And once again, some of that power would remain. And what that was doing was gradually building my account and keeping the power pretty high. So when we were getting our bonuses and going to level 1, level 2, level 3, I was actually able to hold on to the top level bonus for literally months by constantly playing morning, afternoon and evening, because even though I was losing power, enough of that power was remaining in my account to keep that bonus. And I was, like I say, I was able to keep those top level bonuses for absolutely months by just constantly playing morning, afternoon and evening. And like I say, that is probably, when it comes to playing the games, one of my best tips or top tips to keep your account building and being able to keep hold of those bonuses for long periods of time. Now, for those of you that have never played, basically what you would do is you'd come in, you'd pick a game. Obviously, you can play all of these games. My favourites are Coin Flip, Coin Match, Token Surfer, Cryptonoid, and Token Blaster. They are my favourite games I like to play. My top two would be Coin Flip and Coin Match, because I just think these are dead simple. Token Surfer is also very simple, very easy. The other two become a bit harder as you go through the levels. These ones remain easy pretty much all the time. I've been actually, the top level is 10. I've actually got past the point of that. I've actually got past the point of this bar sort of clocking up. I've actually got to like 11 or 12 playing this, because even though it sort of does get a little harder, it's still very easy to build up power and win the games. So these, like I say, these two are my top two, and then Token Surfer would be my third, and then it would be Token Blaster and then Cryptonoid. So we'll dive into Coin Flip. Dead simple. All you got to do is remember where the squares are. So it's like a memory game. I will always do the 4 corners first. So I have, and then sort of try and remember where each of those ones that I did. Was that one? Yeah, that was that one. So and that's it. And as you can see here, it says you've earned 192 points. The points essentially equal prizes. That is pretty much equal to what you should get in the way of power. So we can gain power. You can see that 192 gigahashes. So like I say, the points pretty much equal the power you're going to gain. And then you can just click that and then go back and choose another game. Now you can see here, there is sort of like a little timer that goes. What I tend to do is when this timer starts slowing me down, I will then jump to another game, and then so I would say go to Coin Match, then I would go to Token Surfer, then I might do Coin Blaster, then Cryptonoid, then come back to Coin Flip, then go to Coin Match, Token Surfer, Token Blaster, Cryptonoid, then back to Coin Flip, and then basically start doing that. And then by doing that, I tend to find that timer is always back to 0, so you can play the game once you've sort of. I mean, a lot of people, that are actually a lot better than me on these games will go through all of these games. So they might start off at Token Blaster or whatever, and they'll just go through all of them and then start at the beginning again. Whereas I sort of pick those 5 and then just sort of circulate through those 5. I can do Dr. Hamster, but it's not my favourite, and Coin Click's okay as well. But those 5 are pretty much my favourite. And like I say, if you got, obviously you pick whichever are your favourites. And then once you've established a few games that you really like to play, just start doing that route. So then, like I say, once you get back to the beginning, that counter has gone to 0 and you can play the game straight away. So that's sort of, they're sort of my top tips for new and free players. That is sort of basically the best advice I can give you. Apart from be patient. You do need to be very patient with this game. You do need to consistently play. And then once you've got to a certain level, again, this is talking to free players. Once you've got to a certain level and you've started to earn yourself a good amount of coins, my advice then is start to reinvest. Start to reinvest those coins. A lot of people are very tempted to just withdraw and withdraw and withdraw. But the problem is, if you consistently withdraw, that means that you've always got to play the games. that means you're never ever going to get away from playing those games. Whereas if you start to reinvest some of those coins into some of the lower level miners, if we drop into the shop, so you're going to get some of these miners. Obviously we did have a sale on recently, but you start getting some of the lower level miners, and then what that'll do, that will help you keep that power in your account. So even though when you lose some of that power from your gaming, those miners will always be there. So even if you didn't play, say you had 5 miners, yeah, and then you didn't play for an entire week, right? Yes, you would lose all that power from your gameplay, but those miners and that power from the miners will always be there. So even, like I say, even if you don't play for a week or a month or whatever, that power from the miners is still earning you a certain amount of coins. So then when you come back, you might have enough to go, oh, I can buy myself another miner. But obviously, I don't condone or I don't advise always reinvesting. Because as I said, that's another pitfall that a lot of people fall into, is they love seeing the numbers on the screen and how much they're earning and how much power they have. They love seeing all of that going up. But what you got to realize is that's all going up because of huge amounts of time that you're putting in. So do yourself a favor. Pay yourself some money back for that time that you've put in, and do some withdrawals. Every now and again, just do a withdrawal for yourself. So if something does happen and the program comes to an end, you can at least say, well, yeah, okay, I'm gutted it's come to the end, or I'm upset it's come to an end. I put a lot of work into my account, but, I managed to get myself $100, $200 back, from that program for the time I spent on that. So at least you've got something back. But you've got to get that balance. Like I say, you want to reinvest because you want to get yourself, just like me, to the point where I never play the games. I never play the games because I'm earning enough from my account to not need to. But obviously, like I said, when they have special events or they have the season pass, then I will play the game, because it's required at those times. But the rest of the time, I never play the games because I don't need to. And I make regular withdrawals. I get regular payouts. So, that's where you can end up if you play the games, and then with those coins that you've earned from playing the games, reinvest that money in, or those coins into the smaller miners, build up your power. Then you'll be able to reinvest into bigger miners. Once you've got them, maybe make a couple of withdrawals, get yourself some money, get yourself some of them coins into an external wallet. Then, save up again, buy yourself some more miners. And then at some point you will realize, I'm actually earning enough coins. I don't need to play these games anymore. And then suddenly all those hours that you've been playing games and glued to your mobile phone or glued to your PC or tablet, you don't need to. You can go off and do something else. Go and put that time into another program, build up that account, But that's what I'm saying. That's what you got to do with Rollercoin. And that is how you get to a point where you don't have to play those games. And then obviously all you've got to do with that then from that point is you can obviously withdraw, but you will still also always need to sort of be reinvesting into this program. And I'll explain that later. And for those of you that don't know a whole lot about Rollercoin, but think it looks like a fun and interesting way to earn yourself some free crypto, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in the description to an earlier video. Now that's going to give you a lot more details and a better understanding of what you need to be doing to get your accounts up and running and earning some of those free coins. And if you go right the way through to the end of this video, that link will be there also, so you can just click straight on it and get watching. So, next point, now we've sort of gone over that and, you know, how I got my account to where I'm at. Next thing we should be talking about is special events. Now, Rollercoin, since I've been a member, they used to have a couple of special events throughout the year. They would have like the big ones like 4th of July. They'd have one at Christmas, Halloween, and then they might have had one somewhere else as well. St. Patrick's Day was always one. But that was it. That was normally it. So you already have St. Patrick's Day, 4th of July, Christmas, Halloween and Christmas. So 4 events. That is, from the beginning, that is pretty much all we had. Yeah, but now they've brought in all these other events. So you've got like the season pass. You've got the mid-season event. You've got the midsummer event. You've got the, you know, all these, the prologue event to the next season. Now, what I would advise when it comes to these is basically, again, if you're a free player, you know, don't invest any money to sort of help you in these. Just keep doing all of the free stuff and earn as many rewards as you can doing the free, you know, the free, being a free player, you know, because with the season pass, as we know, or, you know, there are quests or tasks that have to be done. Admittedly, and I have spoke about this a few times, the way the season pass is set up, I don't fully agree with it when it comes to free players. I think it could be a lot better, but basically, as a free player, if you're prepared to put in a bit of work, you can still earn some good rewards. You can't earn as good a rewards if you were to, say, upgrade your pass. But the thing is, again, it's all about being patient. You know, this year, if you've joined, you might have basically gone through the season pass and you've managed to pick up maybe 2 or 3 rewards. But next year, if you continue playing with Rollercoin, you next year might be able to upgrade that pass, and then, you know, the next season after that, you might be able to buy the complete pass and get all of the rewards. But the thing is, to do this, you've got to be consistent. You've got to continually play those free games. You've got to continually build up your account. You've got to always be doing something, essentially, in Rollercoin. Even me, you know, like I say, I don't play the games, but I still buy the exclusive miners. I still buy the loot boxes if I think they're reasonable and worth doing. You know, because they all build my account. And as I've said in many videos, you know, I hover around about 100th, between like 95th and 100th, and I'm quite happy with that. You know, and I basically, when I sort of buy the limited miners or do the loot boxes, or, you know, anything that I'm sort of reinvesting into my account, it's only to keep me at that place. I'm not pushing my account to be top 10 or top number 1. I'm not bothered about that. You know, my account gives me a good amount of withdrawals and still be allowing me to reinvest into the program to keep my account in that top 100. That is it. That is all I'm quite happy with that. I am quite happy with that. But, you know, but you still have got to, I still have to do something. I still have to maintain my account. And like I say, it's just the way Rollercoin works. And this is an aspect that they've taken from mining pools. So just to finish off with the special events, you know, if you're in a position, I mean, personally, the season pass for very, very low accounts, yeah, I would just say, don't really focus on the season pass. just focus on playing your games, keeping your power up, and you can do obviously do the tasks, which is essentially playing the games. Do the tasks, and then if you get a reward, then great. But don't think to yourself, oh man, I want to get to level 10, because the thing is, with a free player, you don't get rewarded for the time that you put into the season pass. So that's what I'm saying. Sort of take it as it comes. Take it as a bit of a, well, if I get a reward, great. But all I'm really focusing on is building my power and making my account bigger. That is sort of the advice I could get, because like I say, if you focus on the season pass, I think you will be disappointed with it. But some of these like the midsummer event, where you just play the games and then you build up points within a sort of bar. So you get the status bar and you build up your points, and you see that status bar move across, and then you get a reward. With that one, because there's no purchase required, like with the season pass, you need to upgrade your pass to receive all the rewards. With the mid-season events, with the status bar, you don't. So all you got to do with that is keep playing the games. Again, focus on building your account, and then as you do that, you will earn rewards. Sometimes you will earn power. Sometimes you will earn free miners. But I think that is a lot more gratifying and rewarding for free account members, because you can see your progress. You can see the status bar moving across. Of course, it's still difficult. It's not meant to be easy, but like I say, with the season pass, for me, free players, it's like I say, just if you get a reward, you get a reward. If you don't, then don't be upset. Don't be too worried about it, because the season pass, in my mind, like I said, should be so much better for free players, because free players have to put in the same amount of work as paid players, and they don't get half as many rewards. So like I say, for me, free players, don't stress about the season pass, but the mid-season events, go for it, because you're going to get rewarded for the time you put in. Okay, so on to the sort of final part of this. So, like I said, I received a particular post, and it's not the first time I've received a post like this. And when reading it, I clearly understand what has gone on. I also understand this person's frustration, but essentially that frustration has come about, in my opinion, because they have misunderstood how Rollercoin works. So, like I said, I've taken this person's name off. This is the post that they put. So you can see here, the only advice I can give is don't buy miners until the market is out. They promised 2 years ago for the market, but then they got greedy. Don't buy miners until the market is out. It still can be a scam. My investment of 2 years ago was $700. I would get at least $75 a month. Now 2 years later, I get $2.7 a month. That means $33 a year. So they lied from the beginning. The fact they still don't have, we'll miss out that word, market out with all the excuses possible is a disgrace. And then then it says not only that, they say the first market will only be in RLT, so they do everything they can so to make people not being able to cash out that are fed up with their pyramid scheme. So, one, I totally agree with this person about the market. I mean, yes, Rollercoin have made a lot of excuses or reasons, depends on how you look at it, for the market coming out. But being with Rollercoin as long as I have, the one thing I do know with Rollercoin is they tend to want everything to be absolutely perfect before they launch it. So I think that has a lot to do with it. I think they do spend a lot of time sort of doing background testing and stuff like that to make sure it is going to be work. But I agree, it should have been released by now. You know, I mean, I've been talking about doing this live stream, I don't know how long, so I can, you know, give out these spare miners I've got. I've been talking about it for so long, you know, and I do agree with that. But for me, right from the off, you know, I right from this, because this was the first one they sent to me, straight away I understood what's gone on. So I've then said, and this is what I was talking at the beginning, I said, thanks for the post. Quick question, since you have invested, have you continued to build your account by buying miners or playing the games, or have you just been withdrawing? So all I'm asking you is, are they putting any more time into the program since they invested? Have they inputted, you know, any time playing the games, or you know, reinvesting, buying new miners or anything like that? That's all I'm asking, right? And it says here, I bought the miners in the beginning to see how it goes, right? 4 Dreamcasters, $44, $440. Afterwards, 4 Jacko miners. After 1 year, cheaper and stronger miners came out, so I stopped investing. Or reinvesting, not investing, because he shouldn't be investing, because with that, this person's account should have actually, well, they were saying they were withdrawing $75 a month, so they should have, their account should have been building or earning a good amount of coins, which if they wanted to, they could have reinvested some of that and withdrawn some of that, and that would have continued to build their account without any extra investment, because it's the money that your account is earning, you know. So also, because of the promise of the market, but still after 26 months no market, now after all they promise a market every single season, the most angry point of all is the market will start with only RLT. And then it says also no increase of block rewards while the user count. Oh, so no increase of block rewards, which there was an increase in block rewards, but maybe yeah. So there was an increase in block rewards, but then it says then the user count has gone up 50 times. But this is going back, and this is what we'll talk about, going back to what I was saying about Rollercoin working like a mining pool and not one of these sites that just give you a consistent return on your investment. And then it says, they, most of all, big scammer in my eyes, my return of 8 years will be at least 15 to 25 years. So why keep investing when they keep lying and deceiving? And like I say, for me, this is just a total misunderstanding. And I obviously I'm not saying I'm not bad mouthing this person. I'm not saying they're stupid. I'm not saying anything against them. And everything they have written there is correct from their point of view. But I'm from what they've written, I'm getting that their point of view is from that their investment would give them back a consistent return. And like I say, this is not how Rollercoin works, and it's not how mining pools work, which Rollercoin is based on. Now, so basically, and I've talked about this before, I think the last time I did a live stream I actually laid this out for all the people that were there as to how Rollercoin actually does work and function, and why you have to keep inputting and why you have to keep doing stuff on your account. Is basically that Rollercoin works at like a POW, or proof of work system. And if we look here, so like I say, if we look here, this is the definition of proof of work. Now, we're not going to get into the real too much details, but there's a little line in here, and that is all you need to know. And it says here, proof of work describes a system that requires a not insignificant but feasible amount of effort. That is it. So basically, it requires you to do something. And the point of that, of the proof of work system, is essentially the more effort you put into the system, the bigger return you get back. Or in the sense of a mining pool, the more power you have, the bigger slice of that Bitcoin pizza pie you'll get. And this is why, if you just invest in Rollercoin and do nothing else, the problem is that everybody else around you is putting in that work. Whether it's playing the free games to push up their power and make their account bigger, or reinvesting and buying more miners, pushing up their power and making their account bigger. So what happens is, essentially, as we know, in Rollercoin, we have a leaderboard. If that gentleman, or I shouldn't say gentleman, I don't know, but if that person, when they invested their $700 for their miners, they would have appeared at a certain point on that leaderboard, yeah? So let's say they appeared in the top 20. Yeah, let's say that at the time, it was 2 years ago, let's say they appeared in the top 20. But if they look now on that leaderboard, they are way down the list. And why is that? Because all those other people have put in that work, or have reinvested into their accounts to build their accounts, to make them bigger, and therefore they have all passed him on, or shouldn't say it, all passed them on that leaderboard. And therefore, that person who invested that $700, what they're earning is getting less. Every time someone passes them on the leaderboard, their investment gets less and less and less. And that is what has happened. But that, like I say, I'm sure that person believed when they invested that they would get a set return, because they were talking about an 8 year, that they expected to have a return in 8 years. But they would have worked that out on the numbers at that time. So they would have worked out on the numbers at the time of their initial investment, believing that those numbers would remain consistent. Therefore, 8 years, I will have my money back. No, because like I said, that is not how it works. That is not how Rollercoin works. Which is why there is a leaderboard, you know, because, and that is why I try and, you know, I do reinvest. That is why, you know, in the season pass, I still play the games to get the rewards, to make my account bigger, to keep me at that top 100. But like I say, if you don't do that, all that happens is everybody else that is doing it will pass you. You will earn less and less and less, as that person has found out. So although they are calling Rollercoin a big scam, or that they lied, and that, you know, that they lied to them, and that they believed that they would get these coins back and that they would get their investment back in 8 years, It's not. It's basically that they have just misunderstood or not even realized how Rollercoin worked, because they might have compared Rollercoin to other sites they had used, or other sites that their friends had used, or other sites that their friends' friends had used, and it's because if you don't have the full picture or the full amount of information, it's very easy to believe that all these programs work the same, but they don't. And like I say, even now when Rollercoin makes updates, if you look through their blog posts, numerous times they were saying we're doing this to bring more realism to the game, to make it more like real mining, like a real mining pool. And like I say, that is where Rollercoin differs from other sites, is that they do actually bring in real life, the way things work in the real life to their simulator, because it is a simulator. Again, it's not a game, it is a simulator, so therefore it simulates a mining pool in the real world, and like I said, and that is it, and that is an understanding you need to have. And that's why I said right from the beginning, if you want to invest in a program and not do anything, do not get involved with Rollercoin, because you will end up just like this person that I've just read their post, and you'll be very disappointed, very frustrated, very angry that your account is seemingly just not working as you expected it to work, or as you believe Rollercoin told you it would work. But like I say, it's just a misunderstanding, and that's why I wanted to share the post, because like I say, I totally understand where this person is coming from and understand their frustration, but that frustration has been born out of a misunderstanding of how Rollercoin works, in my opinion, from what they've written. Because when I asked them as well, had they done anything by playing the games, by buying any new miners, or doing anything to boost their account, they just simply did not reply to that part of my message. So I'm just taking it that they have not. They haven't played any games. They haven't reinvested. They've bought their miners and then they've let them sit on the shelf, believing it would give them this return in 8 years' time. So like I say, I'm just deducing that from what I've read. I could be wrong, but like I say, that is what I've understood from what their post is, what they've written in their post. And like I say, they're not the first person as well to post something like that. And I do think a lot of people get involved in this program believing that they will just get a consistent return on their investment. And that is why I wanted to do this video, to really spell it out, to say to those of you that are thinking about this and investing in this, do not, if you are expecting a consistent return on your investment for doing nothing. So just bear that in mind, okay? So anyway, I'm going to leave that there. I hope you found it helpful and informative. And if you are interested in that earlier video that I talked about, it's probably on your screen right now. So get clicking and get watching. And if you can smash that like button, it really supports my channel, which then helps me bring more content to you. So take care, have a great rest of your week, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.